Somebody Samtastic, back with some more Guild Wars 2, and today we're going to be mapping Verdant Brink. And before we really jump into this, there are a few things that I'm going to go over before we really get started. First off, I think Verdant Brink is one of the, I would say it's the most confusing map to navigate when you first start getting into Heart of Thorns, so it's a little unfortunate that it's the first one that you do. But I'm going to try to break it down in a way that makes a lot of sense. So initially, the thing that you need to understand is that there are 5 regions where meta events occur. And you can kind of see them laid out more or less here. And so up here is the BBcIAAA region. Down here is the Pale Reaver Rally region. Over here is the Pact Encampment region, here is the Ordnance Corps region, and down here is the Noble Crash site. And so each of those 5 areas has their own chain of events that you need to complete in order to, I guess, get that high tier map completion. And for each of those sections, there are a few camps throughout them, like you can see this rally point, that rally point, there's one there, one there. Each of those, once they've been liberated and it's nighttime, will have a chopper come down that can take you up into the canopy. And now all of those points within each of those 5 regions will all take you to the same spot for that region, and each of those has its own boss up in the canopy that you have to fight. So this is a view of the canopy here. And so the, for instance, the Pact Encampment here is going to take you up to fight the, let me see which one, it's going to be right here where you fight the Wyvern Matriarch. The Pale Reavers are going to fight the Patriarch, and I don't remember the names of the other ones, but they've each got their own boss that you have to fight. So this one, you fight the boss here, Ordnance Corps, you fight the boss here, and then for the Noble Crash site, you fight the boss up here. And in order to get to the canopy, it's actually possible. There's a way to get up here this way, and then there's also another way to get up over here. And we can use those ways. I'm going to show you what those ways are. This one is definitely more useful if you have advanced gliding over in this region. And this one, as long as you have lean, you can actually use it to get to this hero point right here, which is basically the hardest hero point to reach. And so that's something that we are going to keep in mind. It definitely helps out. But we're going to do the canopy at nightfall so that we can easily bounce around and hit all 5 of those locations and grab all of the points of the canopy at one go. And so we're going to just move around through each of these 5 sections sort of systematically and clear them all out and get all of those points first. And I'm not going to focus on getting all of the mastery points. If we come nearby them, I may give tips on how to reach them. But because that's not part of mapping, it's not something that I'm going to be focusing on. And yeah, so that's basically Verdant Brink. And I made a new character. I went with a Revenant. There were a few people that wanted me to go with the heavy class, and the Revenant seemed to make sense since that is the new Heart of Thorns profession that they added in. So I made a whole new character for that, and we're going to jump on them. Here is the Revenant that I've made for doing this, and we're just going to do sort of a quick overview of what I've gone with for the build in order for the sake of exploration here. I tried to not do anything too fancy. I did grab, basically I had all these ascended trinkets and things in the back piece in my bank, just because I don't have them all designated to characters. Some of these I actually grabbed off of my warrior because I have a Condi warrior right now, and so I wanted to get some of that condition damage just because if you look at the demon stance, you get torment, and then you also get torment on the main hand there. But my focus on the equipment, I went with the soldier's gear, so you get power, toughness, vitality, and I threw on the runes of Melandru for additional toughness and vitality to give a lot of survivability, but still get some of that power up there. So our power is at 2,000, our toughness is at 1,500, vitality is at 1,500, precision is at 1,500, and where'd our condition damage go? It's somewhere in there. and condition damage is at 700. So we're going to be able to dish it out a little bit. It's, you know, I'm not min-maxing here because we're going to be going up against a lot of different types of enemies, and we want a little bit of mobility. And so initially for the mobility, I took Shiro so that we have impossible odds, which doesn't last very long, and it also takes away your ability to perform in combat if you start using up your energy to move around quickly and then something hits you. And basically, because getting to level 80 allows you to max out everything except your elite, we're going to be working on Herald as we complete hero points doing these. So I'm going to be dumping Shiro, and we're going to be taking Herald in place of Invocation. So Invocation gives us a little bit of survivability right now. I went, what, 2-2-3, and then I've got Devastation and Corruption for dishing out some damage here, and so that's what we're going with. So we have a few torment skills specifically that are going to be applying poison, and I wanted to make sure that we utilize that, so that's why I put the poison damage trinkets on there. So that's basically the build. It's nothing too crazy. I didn't get it off of Meta Battle. I just looked through the traits to try to grab something that seemed like it would make sense and give a little bit of survivability. As you can see, I have never been to Verdant Brink on this character. I ran from Divinity's Reach, or more accurately, I ran from Queensdale. Probably the two easiest ways to get down there are to run down from Queensdale, straight across, or to come up from Metric of Province. You just cut due north and then cut across the bottom of Brisbane to meet up here. And from there, you can walk across the Silver Wastes if you have completed the first, basically if you've gotten there on one of your other characters before by doing the story, you can go that way. I think it's blocked off otherwise, and so you would complete the story, the first section of the story, starting right here. And I'm not sure, but I think even if you haven't done that, you can still get to this zone using a teleport to friend, or by going through Lost Precipice. You can exit Lost Precipice, but the problem with doing that is that you kind of need glider at updrafts in order to get out of Lost Precipice. In order to complete this zone, the masteries that you do need to have are going to be glider basics and updraft use, as well as bouncing mushrooms. I think there may be a couple spots where we need those. That may not be an absolute requirement, but I think you have to get those before you get updraft anyway. And then lean techniques are going to be a big help and may be required for a couple spots. I've had advanced gliding for so long, I really don't have a good sense of how much time it takes to get somewhere when you don't have lean. But that's basically that. So if you're trying to map the zone, make sure you at least have lean and bouncing shrooms, and you should be able to follow along everywhere I go here. So let's go ahead and hop in here. And I didn't bother with any of the underwater gear because I don't care. I'm not going to be doing that. So the armor and the weapons that I got, I just bought those off of the trading post. They're just some, they're exotics, level 80 exotics. And I didn't really pay attention to the sigils that I got on the weapons. I don't care about that either. And then I went ahead and threw some orichalcum tools on there. So we're going to start out right from the bat. We've already got our first waypoint. I'm a little worried that might be too loud, which is probably crazy. And we're gonna cruise down here and do the Pale Reaver section first. And you want to watch out for these little guys because they're dangerous, but we can outrun them. And first thing first, you may notice it's night right now. It's 15 minutes till daybreak, so you actually get, when it's you get 40 minutes of night. And while you do have 40 minutes a night, you only have 20 minutes in order to get up to the canopy. So you can see this thing right here. If you walk up to it, the Pact chopper, there's going to be one at every liberated camp. It gives you the option to go up to the canopy, but we're going to do that later. So I'm going to wait around for the next night cycle, and we'll do it at that point. So basically, as soon as it's 20 minutes until daybreak, all of those are going to drop down, regardless of how well you've done in your section. If you liberate the camp at this point, it'll allow you to get there. And so there's the Wreck of Lethal Vantage. We got that point of interest. You just have to get close enough to it. And we've also got this right here, which is where the Vista is. And this is a spot where lean definitely helps. Otherwise, it's like a real tight fit to get on there, and you might need to use that updraft. So here we are. We're going to grab that Vista. And from there, you can glide up to get up top there, but we're going to keep it kind of simple. We're going to head back over to this ground right here where we just were and cruise on down the hill to go across this bridge. So as I said, you can go up top using the updrafts, but we're not going to do that right now. One thing I would like to mention is a lot of the hero points are like challenges where you have to fight enemies, but you do gain loot from killing those if you hadn't done it already that day, and so you can, it's a lot easier to get people to come help you out with that. You can get help on those a lot of times, even from people that have completed them in the past. And so what I'm going to do is on any of those challenges, I'm going to put them off until the very end, and then after night falls, when you do the meta events, it's really easy to gather people to do the guano HP that we were talking about that you can glide up to that's further north. So from here, we're going to just blast past. Oop, I forgot actually, you need to use this bouncing mushroom to get to the next section up. And so we're going to pop up to this section. You can go up those stairs there, but we're going to go straight past the stalker here and go up this way. So they will follow you up here. It's possible sometimes to commune with that first, but if you just back up a little bit, you'll make sure you break combat. Or not. I just need to get far enough away from him that he leaves us alone. So once he turns around and goes back the other way, then we're going to be able to come up and commune with this without being disturbed, as long as no other players come by. And then from there, we're going to jump down into the salvage pit, and we're going to get that point of interest. Now, if other people are doing the salvage pit, you can get blasted and killed by the vines that are down here. So you just want to make sure, after you get that point of interest, that you find the pit exit, and you can glide straight to it and walk out of it. From there, we're going to get this Vista right here, and then we'll go over to the waypoint. And so the easiest way to get that Vista is to jump on this bouncing mushroom, and it launches you up onto this ledge here. And out of combat, we can grab that and be on our way. We're going to ignore that jungle tendril. And this, it looks like this waypoint will be contested, I guess. Yeah, definitely contested, but you can still activate it for now. Sounds like my cat wants attention. And then we're going to cruise onto the left and go up to this section here. Speed shrooms also help for a lot of this, but it's not a requirement by any means. So as we come up here, there's a plateau up here with the bouncing shroom on it, and that is one of the ways to get to the canopy during the daytime, but we're not going to do that right now. You can use that bouncing shroom and climb your way up to this section, and that's actually where there's the fire wyverns for those of you that may be rangers. And from there you can come down this way. So let me make sure we didn't miss any important things. It does not look like it at a glance. And we're going to continue over to the Pact encampment, which is just right up this way. So the first thing I'd recommend if you're trying to complete the mapping in this zone is just make sure you get all of the waypoints, because it allows you to easily jump between these different zones. The waypoint up here is all the way up top. And Let me see. Nope. I'm being silly. It's just right around the corner here. And up there. So you can use this tree, I think. Maybe not. Or you can just walk up the path right here, which is what we are going to do. And then you can see there's a point of interest just below. So we get the waypoint, and then we're going to drop down into the main camp here and get that point of interest. So from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to head kind of northwest here and grab that Vista on the way out. Let me make sure. Yep. I guess I didn't really talk about my weapons. I'm using sword axe mostly because it's what I'm used to and what I'm comfortable with, and then I've just got a hammer so that I'll be able to hit things at range if I need to, whether it's for pulling or just so that I don't have to get into the fray if there's a group fight. And so there we are, we've got that Vista, and you could jump down there, but that's not where we're going to go right now. We're going to head over to the Ordnance Core, and it requires us to kind of stay up top. So we're going to walk over here and cut straight across. So we're going to go ahead and use this updraft. And just go right over here. And there is another updraft right here that we're going to use to get the rest of the way up to the top. And then this is going to be the other place where you can get up to the canopy during the daytime. So you can use this to get over here. And right now, I'll show you how to get to it. But we're not going to really go all the way because we're going to want to come back to grab that waypoint right there. Just for convenience sake, there is a Vista right up here that we are going to get. There it is. And for the next stage here, if you were going to continue on to get to the canopy, I would sort of recommend taking it as like a multi-stage section. So you'd want to get a bit closer, maybe try to land on that section and go over to this chunk of ruined airship there. And you can walk on up, and there's a bouncing mushroom that'll take you up to here. But you can also just get there at nighttime, and so that's what we're going to do later. And we'll come back down here, and we'll grab the Ordnance Core waypoint. Which is easy enough to reach. Remember, if you see this red smoke, it means that that's one of the liberated encampments, and you're going to be able to go there to get a flight up to the canopy. So you'll see as we get closer that there's a Pact chopper right there. There's our waypoint. And I guess technically up there might be canopy. There's, we'll do that in just a moment. There's this section over here, which is a bit dangerous. We're going to glide down to it. But there tend to be some enemies that are pretty effective at messing up your day. So we just got a point of interest there, and that's all that's in this, but you may notice that there's a mastery point directly below, and you may think, but how do I get there? And it's like right down there. So the way that you do that is you just march all the way to the back over here. And walk off of it. So right in, I went a little too far to the left there. Yep, here it is. So you can go right here. And that's the Mastery Insight, which if you can't glide all the way to it or you mess up, there's that updraft right there that'll help you reach it. So there's a mastery insight there. And we're going to go ahead and waypoint back over here, and we're going to use the bouncing mushroom to get to the very northwest section, which also has one of the map challenges, which I do recommend waiting to do until you have advanced gliding, because it basically changes it from really nerve-wracking to pretty chill and enjoyable. And that's this one right here, Flying Circus. Which, was that today's daily? No, Fallen Marks is. So there's our point of interest here. And this is like almost canopy where we are. We're going to come over to this, this Vista over here. And to get to that, we're going to need that updraft. But it's easy enough to reach. Boing. Oh. Let me see. Alright. Yeah, we take this updraft, and then we're going to turn back around, and I think there's another little bump that we take. Right there. That's the one. And that'll bump you up high enough that you can grab this Vista. We can, let me see. Oop, might have to walk around here. Oop, come on. And you may be able to get it from below here. Yep. So we can get that Vista, and we've got everything up here. There's another point of interest right there. That's actually the entrance to the Lost Precipice. So if you have that one, you don't have to fly all the way down there. You can just exit your guild hall, and you'll have it. Otherwise, you're going to need to glide over there. And that's the entrance to it way down there. You can tell by this little coffin-looking thing that you're nearby. So you don't have to go all the way in, just get close enough, and there's your point of interest, and you can glide out from there and make your way back. But we're not going to bother with that right now. We're going to go back and grab this waypoint. And instead of going up to that high section, we're going to start heading down to the low ground over here to get into sort of the meat of the Ordnance Corps section. So you wander down this hill. It's possible from up here to glide across to that area, which is actually where we're going. But if you miss it, then you sort of are screwed. Let me grab that while I'm here. Woohoo! So you see the updrafts and stuff, you can kind of, you have a lot of options to sort of get around, but if you get too turned around, it can be pretty difficult to get yourself back on track. So I usually recommend trying to keep your feet on the ground when possible. A lot of cargo here. So from here, we've got another go up, and we've got, that's something I guess I missed when I grabbed that Vista. But it's easy enough to get up to. We'll just wander up there, so I wasn't really thinking about that. It's down though, it's not up. So we'll just go to get to that. We'll grab this point of interest first. Which is, you may wonder how you go directly below, and it's super easy. So if you look over here, off of this ledge, we've got this little pathway, and it leads into this cave. So we just walk in, and we have that point of interest. And then, you know what, I'll follow up and grab that. We'll double back and grab that hero point in just a little bit once we get to the next waypoint over in the Noble Crash site. Because we just have a couple more spots to go to get there. see, we're going to go to this way. And that point of interest is up above, so we're not going to grab that one right now. And that's down below. That's up above. Let's see. So we're just going to sort of beeline it straight past to get past all this stuff, and we're going to go grab the waypoint that's right at the entrance to Orc Orc Basin, which does seem to have a large basement. What even hit me there? That was weird. So we got that point of interest, and then you can see there's a waypoint there, just over the hill. Glad I didn't get knocked off, that would have been annoying. And now that we have that, there's your entrance to Orc Basin right there, and so you can easily go from here to there. And right here, so you can see people are fighting, it looks like. We just got a little ping over there. So this is... Oh, I guess not. I wonder why there was a ping over there. That was weird. Oh, because of the airship cargo. So this is a fairly difficult hero challenge, but the nice thing about it is that you're right next to this waypoint, so if you die, you can just run back over to it. So as long as there are a couple of people here to keep the boss in combat, then it's not a big deal. But that's something we'll do later when we do our hero point train. Right now we're going to come over and grab these updrafts to get to the main Pact encampment, or the, main Noble Crash Site region. I think we can. Just barely. If you have your lean, you can grab that. And that'll take us right where we want to be. Whew, close one. Way up top. Just to make this easy. Oh, there's a strong box. So that would be a mastery point if you need one.
Rare treasure.
Just to be on the safe side, we're going to go ahead and use this bouncing mushroom. The one right there just takes you up there. We don't need to go up there. We need to come over here. Now while I'm doing the editing on the video, I'm realizing that that flight might be a bit too close to even get to with lean, and so I'm just going to show the alternative way to get to the same spot and just slip that in there. So we're just going to go around to the other side of the tree, and it takes just a little bit longer, but we're going to end up in the same place regardless. And so you can actually avoid some of the fighting over here if you drop down to this tree right here. You can walk up it. And then just cruise up onto this one right here. And this will take us around the top
ship in
right there.
Can you help us get there?
And we're just going to use a bouncing shroom, and we'll be right over by the updrafts. So, excuse me, guys. We'll take this shroom here to get a little bit higher. And don't take that shroom because it'll take you off over there, and that's not where we're going. And this updraft is just next to it, so you can still get to the same area. That's the one that I got to before. You can still get to right up here, and if you want to go get that strong box, it's just right over here. So that's that. Please enjoy the rest of the show. And after we get this waypoint, then we'll go back over here and we'll grab that since I forgot it. And then we'll come back to this section after. So we got the waypoint, and now let's head back over here because it's easy to run between the two. So we're going to use that bouncing shroom again. This time when I go over by the Vista, we're not going to forget. Sorry about that. Just go past the beetle. And when we go off this ledge, I don't have to worry about the updrafts. We're just going to go down, and it's quite a ways down. You can see right here, this is where it is. So that's our hero point there. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And then we'll return to the Noble Crash site, and we're going to head down from there as well.
We need to rescue the noble, but we have to find them first.
Yeah, it's not happening right now. Sorry, not helping you. And so we're going to get this hero point, and I think that's a point of interest that's right off of this ledge here. Whoa. No thanks. I could help him, but I'm not going to. And so that's the pathway that takes us up there, but we're going down a little bit. We're going to grab this point of interest, and then we're going to basically immediately jump off. So that's right there. And we're going to head off this way. And right when you start heading down this little plant here, it takes you down to this whole region. You can jump off. We're going to jump off and sort of use this as a staging area to look at the next section. So this tree, we need to be inside of it in order to get this, this hero point, and there's a hole right there. So the good news is, once you go inside that hole, there is a spot where you can stop and look at the next part. And so we're going to do that right here. Hey, look, an ancient sapling. The bad news is, if you miss the next landing, you're not going to be able to do anything about it without coming back up unless you have your poison mastery. So as you cruise on down here, you want to sort of nail it. See all those vines there. So if you're too close, then the enemies over here can hit you, and you're not going to be able to commune, and all that is poison vines, so they'll kill you if you don't have the poison mastery. So you kind of need to really hit the mark right there. Bullseye it. But that's that. We're going to just teleport right back up here. And then walk up. And so we're going to grab that point of interest that we're going to have to end up coming back all the way up top in a bit for the hero point. I'll go ahead and just point out what it is. So from here, you can cruise on over to this vine and walk like you walk over to the other side and you can fly down to that, and that's where you fight a golem. And so that's one of the hero challenges we'll do later as part of the train. But over here, you can fly to this, and I think there's an updraft you can grab that'll fly you up here as well, or a bouncing shroom or something that I bumped into recently when scouting this out. Don't fall off. And first off, there's a mastery in sight right there. And so you can grab that, and after you're done grabbing it, you want to glide. It's better with lean, but it's hardly required, and you just glide over here, and you can get this hero challenge right here. And that's knocked out. And so the next one, the next section that we haven't been to yet is going to be this Jocko Itzel region, and then this section down here as well. It's showing us this up in the canopy right now. I missed that point of interest, so we may as well go ahead and just grab that while we're at it. Actually, it's my mistake here. The one that I was looking at, it looks like it's down here, but it's not. It's in fact part of this, and so we're going to be getting to that later when we're up in the canopy. And one area that we do actually need to hit is this one over there that it looks like we had already seen because we'd been, I guess, high enough up for it. So we're going to go cruise over there right now. So we just pop off this way. We'll just get to some flat ground here. It's actually way, way, way down. Oh, they hit me. And you can get down there through this little cave system here, which is honestly the easiest way to find the next couple spots we're going to go to. So there are a couple ways to get over here. As you can see, all these paths lead to it. And shooting gallery is one of the things that I haven't gotten gold yet on. I just haven't focused on it enough, I guess. It's kind of really hard, actually, in my opinion. So you got that point of interest there. That's where Lord Farron hangs out. I don't know if you can see him right now. He may not be there. And then we're going to cruise on through this cave. You may see there's a mastery right there. It's easy enough to get to. You just use these mushrooms. That one bounces you up here, and then you bounce up this one, and it takes you right to it. So that's that. And then if you continue on through these caves, you grab this other point of interest. And if you happen to not be going through the direction that we just came, then you can get to it from the other side out here. But the confusing thing about that is if you see where it is and you're trying to get to it, you actually have to be on this lower level, which is a good distance away from that upper level, and you can't really see it from up there. But there's the bridge that goes to the Pact Encampment, and so we've gotten everything over here now, and from the Pact Encampment we're missing this hero point. We're going to go ahead and grab that from where we are right now. It's easy enough. It's not one of the fighting challenges. It's just another one where you drop down really, really, really far. And just with a little bit of skill gliding, it's pretty simple. And I really mean it's like way down there in this case. Past that bit of tree, and there it is. So if you don't have the BNUHAAA wallows, then you're going to have to map to get out of here, I believe, because I don't think there's any easy updraft method to do so. If you do have the BNUHAAA wallows, it'll take you right over here, which is pretty nearby. And it's actually by this cool little musician dude. It's pretty entertaining. And I'm not sure, I think there might be a strong box somewhere over here too. But regardless, we don't need to do anything there right now. So to get to this stuff, we're going to go ahead and come from here to go up to the Itzel area. First thing we're going to do, though, is head straight off. Ooh, cool.
Wow,
Thanks,
that's
DMC.
quality art. So much. Take a look.
So we're going to pop off here and land on this. There is a mastery point right there as well that you can commune with. And you can easily glide to that from here, or when we go up here, you can glide down to it from there as well. And that's how I'm going to be showing it. There is this point of interest right there, and if you go all the way down, you'll miss it. You actually need to be on these vines right here in order to get that point of interest. So that's it. And then we will continue on further down to get to where that mastery point is right now. And though it's not required, that is one of the ones, oh yeah, there's the strongbox. That is one of the ones that I usually would recommend doing with more than one person. If you don't have a tag to run a group, you can usually just hang out near the spots a while or ask in map chat if anyone can help, and you can get people to show up to it. So the mastery insight is right there. And then the hero point is down here. It looks like we've already got someone. This one's not, it's not a veteran, or sorry, it's not a champion. It started out as one, but now it's a veteran. There are 3 different types of enemies it can be. And as long as it's not, if it's the troll or the terragriff, I think it's usually easy enough to do. Oh, we're being hit by the bugs. But while we're here, we'll go ahead and help this guy out. It would be wrong of us not to. Are. And you're about dead. So there we are. Hero point complete. Yeah, when the game first came out, it was a champion, and it was pretty hard to do, and a lot of people didn't know how to get down here. So they ended up toning that down pretty early on, but most of the other ones are, in fact, still champions, so I don't know. I think that was an odd decision of theirs, but as I said, there's the, now I don't remember what they're called, but they're the plants that make the fields around them that life drain, and those tend to be a little bit more difficult to kill. But the troll's not too bad as long as you stay away from its bug field. And so that's that done. So you just got, what, that was 2 mastery points, a point of interest, and a hero point. And then we're going to head due north from here to go up to the BAGIAAA region. I'm not interested, sorry. There's sometimes like an orichalcum that would be up here, but I haven't seen it there in a while, so maybe they reprogrammed that, I don't know. So there's the bugs in the branches challenges right here. And there's a point of interest that's right here. And you can get over into the BAGIAAA stuff by using these bouncing shrooms or walking up the pathways over there, but we're going to go up the top way just because it's easier to glide down into it rather than trying to run up, especially if the region's still contested. So immediately after night ends and daytime starts, you get event chains in all of these areas where you have to clear stuff out. And the event chain in the BAGIAAA area will have a bunch of enemies all over in their grounds, and so you have to clear those guys out. But if you're just mapping, then you may just want to run through and ignore them. So from there to get past, you can just like blast past this, blast past that, and just go straight for the waypoint. And since it's not contested right now, I'm going to show you the Flax Farm. So if you fall all the way down, then right here, there's a whole bunch of flax that you can grab, which was a really easy way to make a ton of money early on. not so much anymore. And if you walk all the way to the other side of this region down here, there's a series of bouncing mushrooms that'll get you all the way back up. Or in this case, we're just going to waypoint. So we've got a point of interest right at the top of this ramp. And then you don't actually have to get on top of that. If you just walk up here and look at it, you can view from there. I just had my frame rate tank. I don't know. Alright. So I'll use this bouncing shroom to get across here. There's a point of interest that is below. So this is where you can go to the mastery point that's right over here. And just glide down to it. So if you hadn't figured that one out already, that's that. And then to get the point of interest, we just go down. Ow! Not cool.
I demand that you release
We're just going to go into this cave here. And from there, we're actually going to walk straight out the back side of it. And if you're feeling crazy, you can jump off and use this updraft. Whoa, hey, hey. Back off, buddy. It's the Mushroom King. And then that'll get you right back on track over here. So there's point of interest, and hero points. The hero point there is a commune, but it is guarded. So we'll need to kill a couple things to get to it. So first off, we're going to go in this cave here to grab this point of interest. That looks like it would be up top, but it's not. And then if you go around the corner in there, you can get to that mastery point, but if you don't have poison mastery, you're not going to be able to get it. And when I say poison mastery, just for the record, I'm talking about is it Itzel? Yep, Itzel Poison Lore is the one. So you can take this mushroom, or you can just walk up this pathway, but the mushroom's a little faster. And this will take us, it's sort of the long way to get there, but it's the easy way to get there. And it'll get us over here, and then we're going to go down to there. So we'll just grab that speed boost mushroom on the way. I could follow you. I don't know. Where will he go? We'll never know. So there are just some of the fire wyverns down there. You can see someone's already engaged in combat with them. When they're flying around, you can't damage them. They just spit on the ground. We're going to go ahead and wreck his day right about now. There we are. I don't know if the other one saw me, but while it's swimming around, we'll go ahead and try to commune. I guess that's swimming. Looks a lot like flying. Oh, we failed. Alright. Well, I need to heal.
misery stars us.
And he's dead as well. Alright, there we are. Super easy to do if you have a way to cloak yourself. And then this point of interest is just right down here. So you see these series of bouncing mushrooms. You can use those to get up top, which is kind of neat. If you go to the south side here, it's not actually really good for a whole lot. You can see the consortium tracker. Wait, what is that? Hold on, this is fishy business. Oh, Levy's device. Okay. That's completely unrelated. That shows you where the bloodstone crazed stuff is, which we are not bothering with. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, so from this point right over here, what you can do is just walk. That way you can even walk down this way to get here. That one's up top, so that's the BAGIAAA one. This one is down below, and so you can use the BNUHAAA wallows to get down there, or you can fall down, and it's right on this ledge. As you can see, you can also use updrafts to get back up. We're going to just use the BNUHAAA wallows right now. Actually, I think we're going to end up waypoint here in a second, depending. We need to get... it actually looks like we are done in all of these lower regions. And so while we're waiting for night to fall, we're going to go to this... we're going to go over here, and I'm going to show you where to get the wyverns, the fire wyverns, for your rangers, and how to get up top into the canopy during daytime at one point. So this is blocked off. You can't get in from the other side, but you can get in from the waypoint side, fortunately. And so we're done with all, like, the bulk of it at this point, and it's just cleanup. And at nighttime, it's super easy to find all of these spots because you just go to each of those 5 regions and it takes you to the different locations, and you can finish it up super fast. But I think that it's definitely important to know how to do this, especially if you're trying to organize Hero Point train in order to clear it. And so from here, you go up this vine. And you basically go up as high as it'll let you for the ease of climbing. Canopy over Pale Reaver Valley discovered. We did it. So from about here, you can easily glide onto this. Even without lean, you can get there. And glide onto that. And here you can see we've got juvenile fire wyverns right there.
I've never been here.
And I think one of the bloodstone crazed monsters would even appear here, speaking of Levy's device. But if you go over to this side, there's a bouncing shroom right here that'll take you to a jumping puzzle, actually. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But if you go all the way up it, you can find other guides. I'm not going to do it right now, but that's a mastery point right up there that you get for completing the jumping puzzle. The other awesome value of this location is that you can get to, this is the matriarch area. I don't have it on this character, so we can't view that, which is where you can get to from the Pale Reavers, or sorry, from the Pact encampment. But you can get up here. There's diving goggles that take you all the way down if you manage to miss all the trees to get down that a ways. So we're going to go ahead and glide over here and grab this point of interest and also look at how to get to the Guano waypoint. So there's the Matriarch's perch. And you can see this right here. So the region that we're going to is basically straight across, and that's something that it can be really useful to get to that in the daytime. and I believe you can just barely reach this if you have lean, and you can't get to it at all if you don't. And so there's a point of interest on top of this airship, and you can climb up from the Guana waypoint, but it's easier to just glide down there if you're at that point where it just was. So that's that. And this is what I think is the single most frustrating hero challenge. The guy himself isn't that difficult, but he has a life drain attack, and so if you're dealing with somebody that's like raising a lot of undead minions or fighting with a mesmer, that sort of thing, they will drain life the heck out of them, and it's just you can't kill him. So it gets really frustrating really fast. If you have a lot of DPS and you have people that are doing ranged attacks kind of staying away from him, it tends to go pretty quickly. So the sections that we have left are this hero challenge, this hero challenge, I think 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, so it's just these three are the ones that you need to do. So it's pretty easy to run a short train for that. Or just request help at each individual one as you get to it. And then we have 4 more points of interest. So one is the Patriarch section. One is right here, which we can actually also reach in the daytime. Maybe we'll hit that one next. One right here, which you can also hit in the daytime. And where am I missing it? Okay, now I think that it's actually just that, and it's just not showing up on the map. So let me see if it'll appear if I'm closer. You can confirm it once and for all. Okay, there we are, yes. So that was the one that wasn't appearing, is up in the canopy. And so that's something that we're going to get to at night as well. So yeah, from Broken Bluffs, I'll go ahead and show how to get up there. And because we already did it once, we're just going to go from the Vista that's up here. There's our friendly neighborhood Vista right there on top of this busted up airship, and we're just going to walk out to this edge right here and jump off, and you can cruise on over all the way. And there's a strong box right there if you wanted to grab that, may as well. I guess this is where Lord Farron was. Too bad it wasn't completely annihilated. And this is one of the sections where it looks like it's pretty easy to walk across, but if you snag on the wrong, if you just like clip on something the wrong way, you can fall off, and it's pretty unforgiving. It takes a little bit to get back up there, so I just recommend watching your step, and when in doubt, just jump. So we use this bouncing mushroom, and it'll take us up here. This is where one of the big boss fights is, and we have that as well. And from here, you can get to all kinds of places, and I'll just show you what I mean. So if you have advanced gliding, then this is a really fun way to go. This is the first one that I discovered for really exploring the canopy during the daytime. So we're above everything at this point, which is a lot of fun. But if you don't have advanced gliding, you're going to have a lot of trouble navigating your way around anywhere. But this enables you, with advanced gliding, to get to, you can cruise all the way over to that area. As you can see, we can get all the way over there pretty easily. It might allow you to get there. From there, you can at least look around and find updrafts to get to that point. And from over here, you can use updrafts to get over. If you just wedge barely enough against the rock right there, you can grab that one in the daytime as well. But that's something that I was only able, I'm pretty sure it's an advanced gliding only trick. And so from this point, we're basically just going to have to wait until nightfall, and then as soon as we're at that 20 minutes till sunrise, we'll hit those last few points, and then wait for people to gather for us to kill the guano and the other two hero points as well, and we will be done with this map. Okay, we just hit the 20 minutes till daybreak. Back choppers are all landing, and we're going to go ahead and take this one up to the canopy to hit the Patriarch point now. So we're right on top of it. It's actually above us, so you have to take these updrafts to get up there. Woohoo! And as much as everyone would probably love us to stick around, we're not going to. We're just going to drift off here long enough to break combat, which we're out of, and then we need the BAGIAAA location. So that's a way up right there, and I think it looks like there's one just across the way, right over there. So we're going to use this section over here. And go up to this one. And you got these two guys, they will wreck your life if you let them, so you want to try to avoid them. I'll switch to that just in case. And the point of interest is right there. And then we got the one more that I believe is, I think it's the Ordnance Corps. Oh, that is incorrect. This is actually the one that we were already able to get to. But we're going to take this Pact chopper up. See, BAGIAAA takes you there. I don't want to think that I'm super confused about this whole thing, but I might be. We're going to head up. At least you get to see where all of these take you. Even if I'm being a silly goose about it. Silly, silly goose. So there's our Pact chopper and an angry veteran ram. Okay, so there we are. This is that one. So they say we need more people for Axe, so we could participate in that. Anyway, that's all of our points of interest. So you can see how easy it is to go grab them all at night. And then all we have left right now are those 3 hero points. So since we have another 15 minutes, we really just need to get enough people to do guano. We want to try to clear a few of these bosses, if possible, so that you can have the largest number of people available and willing to help out. So, just as a tip, I'm not going to do that right now, since I really just want to go hit up that guano HP and see if we can get the kill on it as fast as possible. And so you can get there. That's the way we'd been going. It's not a requirement to go specifically that way. And we're looking at the guano HP right over there. Okay, as a follow-up, just to see if it is possible, using these lower sections here. I think you can make the trip using lean from there. It definitely seems so. Alright, so just not as high up as I was, but you absolutely can make it there without advanced gliding. So there you go. So this guy's a royal pain. He drops, or he does a life drain, as I mentioned. So anyone that has, like mesmers are the biggest pain in trying to fight him. And one of the best things that you can have to go against him is some powerful crowd control skills. So on the Revenant, Jade Winds is an incredibly good one.
Fast as the wind.
But we have a lot of DPS here with this group, so hopefully we'll do alright. And you just want to watch out. You have this totally spastic bar here, but there's like a blood drop icon that you can see. It'll show up if he starts drain lifing me. But just with a group of a few people that do a lot of DPS and don't have a lot of minions, it's usually not too bad. But you can see he's drain lifing right now, so his health is going way up, way fast. And so we just want to try to crowd control him as quickly as possible. You have 8.5 minutes to do it, but I've had that timer run out from time to time.
Fast as the wind.
We don't need to do that yet.
This road has thorns. Here they are.
So as soon as that's back up, we'll get to my 100. We'll hit him with the Jade Wind. Bam.
Together we have no equal.
Hit him with that. Hit him with Jade Wind. Come on. Come on. Hit him with the hammer. Oh, wrong one. Alright. There we are, and that should do it. That's all we need. That's all she wrote. So Guano's dead, and from there, we're going to move on to do the Golem HP next. Oh. Normally I'd feel compelled to help out with that, but I'm recording. So there's the vampiric infection right there. We're going to go straight up to the Golem HP that I sort of showed the way to before. So you just run up top and glide to it. Right on this way. And you don't need lean for this. So if you're just trying to knock that out, that's all there is to it. I'm not sure what OK Guardian's up to here. Looks like he's fighting something else. So we got, alright, cool. We got somebody over here. I'm going to go ahead and help out. This guy's way easier than the Guano. I think the closest he has to healing is he's got little healer bots, but they're super easy to pick off. Ow. These guys, Healatrons. His big thing is that he'll knock you down a lot, and he does a decent amount of damage. So as long as you have a couple people helping out, it's not problematic at all. You just, if he's chasing after you, run away, and you avoid that fist attack. The closer you are to him, the harder it is to avoid. But you can see he does a lot of damage when he hits. But it's not so bad. He doesn't auto-heal himself 500 miles an hour. And I do a lot of damage too. Oh, we got a Healatron right here.
Your assistance, please.
Protected.
And up, there we go, he shows up. Sweet. So we're gonna make quick work of this guy. And then we just have the one left. Alright. And then we just need to hit that hero point last. And it shouldn't be too hard to get people to that, because you can waypoint right to it. I'll go ahead and clear out these wasps. And as I mentioned, because that waypoint is right there, as long as you have a couple people that don't insta-die to them, you can sort of alternate off and kill them pretty easily that way. So the first thing you want to do is pick off his Shadow Leaper friends, just because they do a lot of damage, but they don't last very long, so you just get rid of them. Oh.
That's refreshing.
So we're gonna pick him off next. Oop, oop, oop. And that should be about all the DPS we need.
This rose has as fast as the wind.
I have returned to fight at your side.
Oh, and I fell off. So that's unfortunate, but once we're out of combat, we can just waypoint back and get right back over there and jump back in the fight if we need to. And we don't. So just as a general course of action, do remember if you're running with a group that there is another guy that you'd have to kill down here. Just so if you are leading people down there, or if anyone needs help with that, it's just sort of a nice thing to do it. So that's that. look at that. We're done with mapping. So it takes a long time. There's definitely a lot to it, but I think these maps are really inventive and entertaining, and so they're definitely a lot of fun, in my opinion. And that's how you get to all those places. So hopefully this has been pretty helpful for you, and if you're struggling with any parts of that, or if it just seemed like such an overwhelming task to even bother with it, that it's sort of put it in the proper perspective for you. And yeah, so moving on from here, we're going to be hitting Oric Basin next, so we'll be ready to pass through that gate once I sort of work out a path for that. I'm trying to route these a little bit so that they make sense. Obviously, I made a couple mistakes, like missing that was one of the more glaring ones, and so there are a couple of spots where I was running around like an idiot. But all in all, I think that it went fairly smoothly. I feel good about it. I hope you do too. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and leave a comment letting me know. And go ahead and click like and subscribe, and you will see me later.